Good morning and welcome back to Hammonds Upholstery. It's not the brightest day today. It's a bit overcast, but you know, early spring if it is spring. So anyway, let's take a walk through and see what's going on. For those that are interested, Tack has sat in the car because the van's not here today. So there you go. Right, let's have a look, see what we've got. We've got this antique green chair that needs to get on with in a little store at some point. The two wing chairs that you'll have seen in a previous video are here because the customer's waiting for her lounge to be painted, so they're not going till the beginning of next month. We get a set of 4 dining chairs. Here's one. It's a vinyl, it's not leather. We're doing a plain back on them. The knot on the back is a bit dated, but that's a vinyl, so that's been changed into a fabric. They'll be in a video. We've got an ottoman with a big hole in the top of it. There you go. The customer scrubbed his way through the fabric according to his wife. There are some sofa cushions that go with that we're going to be replacing as well. And then we have what we're going to be showing you in this video. This little bedroom nursing chair that's in this African style fabric. Let's get that out so you can see it a bit better. There we go. So that should be interesting. So we need to get on with that. First off, we'll be ripping it up. So that's what's going on currently at the workshop. I'm just on my way out the door very shortly to pick up another lounge chair from a customer. So that'll be in here very soon. So let's get the kettle on, cup of tea on the go, and get on with ripping up this little chair here. I'm hoping there's not too much damage to it, so it should be a relatively quick and simple job, apart from the fluting in the back here. See this here? It's just not a stitch line, it is definite fluting, so we'll see how we're going to do that. But first off, let's start ripping it up. Right, well there you go. That's that stripped. What can I say? Fairly straightforward strip. I need to leave this seat on. I don't want to disturb it. I've not been paid to redo the seat, but what I am being for is to restuff the back. Let's see what we've got going on here. So that's went in the centre. Another bit for the side. So that's how they've created the flutes in the back. It's a piece of fabric stitched to the back, and then it's stuffed, I've no doubt, with the same felt. There you go, felt stuffed in it. So there you go. Basically a sock. So I'm going to recreate that in the customer's new fabric. This needs to go on first, and then the seat. I've got the seat here, so I've got something to use as a template to recreate it. So there you go. There's that. If you didn't see it in the speeded up footage, what did we find today? Pencils that paint. There you go. Anybody that's got a set of pencils to paint and is missing the green and orange, drop me a line, I'll post it out to you. One very large bobby pin and a bit of a puzzle. Somebody's missing one piece out of their puzzle. Oh dear. Never mind. So that's about all that we found in that one. It's all tax, it's all original. So first things first, I need to get a replacement back done. Relatively simple to do. So I'll get that machined, stuffed, and come back to you when that's done. And we'll get this back on before we attempt the seat. Okay. Right, so I've got the back cut, sewn, and the flutes stuffed. There, you can see them on the back. Okay, so it's a bit tricky, but I've got to put the felt back on that was in this back. Now, the flutes weren't stitched in at all, they were just laid on to the frame over the felt. So I'm going to put the original felt back in the back, potentially with just a bit of glue. So the felt was in 3 parts here, centre and the back. So we'll glue that back in and then see how it looks, and we'll see how I can get on with getting this back on. I'm a little bit surprised that there wasn't any stitching along those joints, but there isn't, so we're just going to put the felt back in. Felt back in. Let's lay the back on and see what's going on. This fabric the customer supplied, if I'm honest with you, is, I believe, a dressmaking fabric or a curtain fabric. It's certainly not upholstery weight, because I can see through it. It's got some marks on it as well, in places. So that's the principle. I'm going to put a layer of Lux Bond over it, just hold all that together. Hopefully it might make it a bit easier for myself. And I wanted to put a little bit of padding on the raw edge on the side. Again, they could do it with the old fabric because it was like bus seat material. It hid everything, but this fabric the customer has supplied is really very thin in comparison. Let's get that. So we'll just get a few staples, hold that in position. And get that to hopefully put in the back in. Is giving us a bit of padding on that wood, and it's holding the original felt back into place. I've got marked the centre of the fabrics, or fabric, should I say. So I'm going to mark the centre of the chair. We want to get those. Flutes looking even. So we'll just marked. We've got top and bottom line there. Line from that edge, line from that edge, and then a line in the middle, so that's our centre line. Right, let's lay it on its back again. Staples on the bench. I think that's going to potentially damage the fabric. And let's get this laid in. Oh, there's a nice centre line on the fabric, centre line on the frame. 3 or 4 staples in there because it's really thin fabric. Should be able to put it up to the top. Over the top. pull the fabric down to the bottom. I'm going to make the cuts around the lower portion of the legs. I'll pull that off. So there's the idea. A little bit of additional stuffing in these tops when I get that to that point, but I'll get to that point in a bit. But we're going to get the feel. So I'll come back to you when I've got the back in and you can see what it looks like. So there you have it, the back's in now. The outside of it, it's the inside, let's get a bit closer so you can see it. Okay. So you can see the rib in there. Just got the two ribs, so I've done it the same as what it originally was. Two ribs that are tapered down to the bottom. There you go, you can see this is a lot thicker fabric, so I'm glad I put the Lux Bond on it, otherwise this edge would look a bit rough. So inside back on, seat next is the original seat. So I'm going to turn this original seat into a template for the top, and we're going to add a border onto it as it was done originally, and then a second border around the bottom. So I need to get this unpicked, transferred onto the fabric, cut out, some piping cut, border put on it. We'll put a Lux Bond over the seat, and then it's ready to go back together. So straightforward. There you go. So let me get on with that. Come back to you when I've got the seat cut. Okay, so that's the seat Lux Bonded up. We've got the cover cut somewhere. What have I done with that? That's over here. Right, this is the cover. So let's see if we can't get this beauty on. Let's see. Start off making sure I put it on the front, tucking the Lux Bond in. I'm going to roll the border down. Towards the back, help that hip hold it on. Again, piping down the edge so that the piping sits nicely. So that looks good. Looks like the sizing's about right. So I'm going to start off with just putting some temporary staples in it, as always, before we make any cuts. So the first one I'm going to put in at the back here. Bearing in mind we're going to have a border on this, but looking at it, I don't know if the border will detract from it. No, we'll put a border on it because it had a border on it. So put that all, putting it round and towards the back. Same on the opposite side. Putting it down and round. Okay, that's working out lovely. So we just put a couple of tacks in the front so it doesn't move towards the back. Put just above the legs as a reference point. Again, I'm pulling it down towards the side. We want to get some tension going around the base of the seat because it's slightly conical, I think would be the word to use. So position before we make a single cut, because now's the time to decide whether it fits okay. If we make cuts, then we've got to change more of it. There you go. So now I made that look pretty simple, but the seat covers cut accurately. We've just got to make these cuts around here and pull that through the back. So I'll come back to you once I've got the seat pulled off and we're ready to attach the border onto this, and it's just the outside back. So that shouldn't take too long. And I'll get back to it. My battery's about to go on my phone, so I need to put it on charge. Right, so we have the border on. There you go. Borders on the seat. Yeah, I think it adds a little bit more detail to it. It would have been simpler just to wrap the seat over, but we've got a bit of detail. And I made start on the outside back, so I thought you could join me for the outside back. The outside back is just back tacked along the top edge here with the cardboard back tacking, and down each side we have the claw, the dreaded back tacking claw. There you go. So, but before we do that, we're going to put a bit of foam along this top edge and along the bottom edge, and then a bit of Lux Bond down the sides. The reason why I'm putting foam along the top edge and the bottom edge is because we've got the cardboard there, so the foam gives us a nice clean edge. So the foam will give us a nice clean edge to fold the fabric against. You could use the foam for the sides. In fact, I will use the foam on this occasion, just so you can see. My instincts will be to go for the Lux Bonds because it will fold over into the jaws of the back tacking strip better. So let's have the 1/4 inch foam strips, just so we can see if it makes much difference, if any difference at all. But we need to make sure that the foam goes up to the edge of the back tacking strip, or sorry, the metal claw. Trim that off there. Bottom. Good. So we'll give the outside back pull in the centre. Circles in there and pull the sides to get some tension in it up to the inside edge of the leg. Same on the other side. Now look at putting the edges into the back packing strip. Get my rusty regulator. Let me show you. I've got one in here, I think I have. Yeah. So, regulator. It's a vital tool that I've had man and boy. Sorry, I'm waffling off camera. This is a regulating needle, okay? So we use it for stuff and stitching, horsehair and so on. That's where it comes from. But they act like an extra finger that will get into places. So here's one that I cut down and put in the screwdriver handle for better grip, mainly for when I was doing chest fields, deep button chest fields. Some of my colleagues had their own ones made up out of steel, but I've had this one for a long time and it suits me. Get used to these tools after a while. So I'm going to start off by trimming the fabric. We want to trim it back so we've got enough to go into the claw, but not too much that it doesn't allow the claw to close up properly. So it's about 3/4 of an inch past the edge of the metal gripper that I find. So I'm just going to fold it into the gripper, push it down with my fingers. It can be quite stiff. It will cut through fabric, the sharp edges, or not necessarily the sharp edges, the edges on it, especially with fabrics like this, because this fabric is a dressmaking fabric. It's very thin cotton. If you hold it up to the light, you can see light through it. Customers supplied it, they're fully aware that it's not going to be particularly durable, but they understand that and they've gone for style over substance, so that's fair enough. Cut around the leg, hold it there. I've no doubt you can't see what I'm doing, especially because I've got the back here. There you go. Until I've got enough views that I can afford a camera crew. And anyway, aren't really meant to be instructional videos. So that's one edge in. Just pushed it down with my fingers there to create that edge. We'll do the other side and then I'll tap it home with my hammer, and that's the outside back done. It's just the bottom cloth to go on at that point. And phone call to the customer. The furniture's done. Come and get it. It's nice to do something different coming through the door. This fabric. A lot of these chairs would tend to serve me pretty uninteresting fabrics, but I don't think anybody could call this a uninteresting fabric. I believe it's to remind the customer of a I recently went on say where because I don't want to get it wrong, because it could be any of the African continents, I presume. I'm not sure which one, where they went. So, tell me what you think in the comments of this little chair in this fabric. Now, do you think it would be something that you would be brave enough to choose, or do you think that it would have been better in a more traditional style of fabric? So just giving that, make a back tacking strip, tap down with a hammer. Just pop that out there. Get my regulator in there, make sure it's caught by the teeth of the claw. So, I just need to put a bottom cloth on it now, and it's done. So, bear with me, I'll better get a bottom cloth on it and come back and show you the finished item. Just this corner to cut, well, you can call it a corner, it's a circle. It's got 4 legs. There you go. Fold that back. There's the edges, one of the raw edges. Go. So there we have it. Quite a transformation from what it was. Let's take you for a closer look. There you have it. With the fluting and rolls in the back. Inside back, that is. And we have it right the way round. And ready to go back to the customer. So give them a call, and I think you agree it's quite a transformation. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, not meant to be instructional, just to show you what's going on in the workshop more than anything else today. And today we had something a little bit different to get on with. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, it means a great deal to us, and so long as we keep getting the likes and subscriptions, we'll keep putting the content out there for you. I can't promise there'll always be something like this though. So I think the next one I'm on with is high back dining chairs. So until then, have a great day. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.